everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the GG Dialogue Podcast. Now, this is where we have real conversations about family, about marriage, about parenting, love, and also faith. Let's continue to interact. Let's continue to subscribe, to comment, to like, and also to share. Let's continue to build a community that are impacting the world the way God would want us to impact. And so, on to today's episode, and today it's one that I feel is very important, and especially when it comes to our marriages, because I believe if you value your marriage, then you will ensure that there is nothing that is threatening your marriage, and so you cushion your marriage against anything, against any attack, against anything that will bring strife, anything that will bring conflict. And the one thing that I feel is important is ensuring that there are healthy boundaries within your marriage. And what do I mean by that? I feel, and I have seen, and I have had even people who are married, husbands or even wives, but the way they carry themselves, the way they behave, you would actually wonder if they are married. Wherever they are, it could be in their workplaces, it could be in their social spheres that they are in, it could be in different places that they find themselves in. But the way they carry themselves, the way they are interacting with, should I say, the opposite gender, if it's a man, the way they are relating and interacting with the woman, and women, the way they're interacting with the men, it leaves a lot to be desired, to the point that even you ponder and ask, are they really married? Do they have wives? Do they have husbands? And that is why I am here for us to encourage one another and ensure that we are having and we have created healthy boundaries for our marriages. Let's look, for example, if you are out there and in the office, and you're in the office space, and of course, because it's not only one gender, but you have different people who are employed there, male and female. And so as a man, the way I carry myself, as a man, the way I behave, and it's not generally with everyone. There's a specific lady who is in that office, and the way I behave when I'm around her, when she's there, the way I even, when it's tea time, I'm the fastest to ensure that I am serving her. I am giving her all the compliments. I'm always hanging around her. Even when she is working, niko pale kwa desk yake, and even everyone else can notice that there is something. It's only you who actually can't tell, but everyone else in that room can tell there is something either that is cooking or has been cooked, na ni kupakuliwa tu, to be ready to be served. And so with that, it means then that you are betraying your spouse. If it's a husband, you are betraying your wife, because that should only be reserved. Some things are only reserved for your wife. Some things that you even say, some things that you bring, even gifts, even, they are only reserved for your wife. Now the beauty, or rather, not the beauty, but the sad bit of it is that we are so quick to even bring gifts to these people, yet we have never bought a gift for our spouses, for the better half. I have never brought anything to my wife, but when it comes to this particular colleague at workplace, I'm very quick to ensure that I am bringing gifts to them. That is not creating healthy boundaries. You are there, all lovey-dovey. You are there when you come in the morning, hugs right, left, and center. You are holding hands in a manner to suggest that you had missed each other. That is not healthy, and you are creating havoc in your own marriage. Because what will happen is that with time, it will escalate to something that you will not be able to control. With time, it will escalate to something that will not be able to be hidden. And also, it breeds contempt. What do I mean? With that, because this man or this woman is showing you things and, showering you with all sorts of actions and all, you will now start to look at your wife, or you look now at your husband in a different way. You feel, I think nilikosea. What was I even thinking? And you start now seeing faults in your wife. You start seeing faults in your husband. it is important to guard your heart. It is important to guard your marriage. Don't entertain anything. And let me tell you one thing, the devil is very cunning. The devil will not come here shouting that I'm here to ruin your marriage, to destroy your marriage. He will not do that, but he will introduce some things in a very simple, subtle way. And before you realize it, you are already in mess. For ladies, you are there emotionally, because that is one thing I have had, but I'm not doing anything with him. I'm just sharing with him. What are you sharing with him? He's not your husband. Why are you sharing those intimate talks with him? Why are you becoming vulnerable to someone who is not your husband? Those intimate emotional connections are only a preserve of those who are married, and you share the same with your spouse and not with anyone else. Because some of us, maybe the only thing that we have not done is physical intimacy, but in terms of emotional intimacy, we are in kabisa as well. For gentlemen as well, we have invested in this lady in a big way, so much so that again you feel like she owes you something, and vice versa. And so it is important to guard your hearts. How are you complimenting your colleagues at your workplace? When you meet him, how are you complimenting him? Especially, and this one is specifically for the married people in those offices. How are you complimenting him? Because trust you me, as a married woman, as a married man, there are limits to just how far you can go in as far as complimenting the other gender is concerned. Because again, the one thing you do not want to create, and that's why we are talking about creating healthy boundaries, is you do not want to create assumptions in the thoughts of the other person. For you, even as they say, the devil's advocate, for you, you are innocent, and there is nothing you are thinking, there is nothing you are even imagining. What is the other person thinking? What is the other person imagining? Because for them, maybe they are looking at it in terms of you are sending signals to them and for them. You are sending signals so that for them, they can be able to draw closer and closer. And that's why I'm saying, guard your marriage. Create boundaries for your marriage, because the last thing you want is to create small things that will generate into something that is full-blown, and you are not able to contain, you are not able to bring down. And so, in as far as those marriage boundaries are concerned, it is critical to ensure that yes, in as much as I want to thrive, in as much as I want to belong, just know that as a married man, as a married woman, as a husband, as a wife, there are some things that are only a preserve of your wife, preserved for your husband. You keep going around there, mkienda team building, there's this one. Ukienda wapi, there is this one. Hugging in a manner to suggest there is something deeper. Please, let us stop that. Let us not jeopardize our marriages. Let us not create even doubts, in our marriages, because when that happens, when trust is broken, I can tell you that is one of the toughest and the greatest threat to the existence of a marriage. So people out there, married woman, married husband, please keep those healthy boundaries for your marriages. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. This has been real. Let's continue to like, let's continue to share, let's continue to follow as well. And yes, let's continue to create a vibrant community that will impact the world the way God would want us to impact. Bye-bye for now.